We are live. Cool.
Hey girl, how's it going?
Hi. Hi, Miss Natasha.
Hey, it was so nice seeing you yesterday at the American Business Boss Babes event. That was so much fun.
Yeah, the
Always.
Yuma Boss Babes is a really cool way to meet other boss babes here in Yuma. So if you guys don't know about Yuma Boss Babes, I definitely look them up on Facebook. They have a big presence on Facebook, but they have a group, and I'm really excited about all the businesses that are going on here in Yuma,
Yeah,
and all the encouragement that we're getting, woman to woman, female to female. So it's really exciting what's going on here in Yuma.
I know. I love that it's growing. The community is growing. The entrepreneurial community is growing because when I go to the chamber, I'm like, wait, I haven't seen this person before. Like all these new coffee shops and fashion places and all the things you're doing with Medicare and teaching and educating people about it. Because there's a need for each one of us in different ways.
Mhm.
So, so tell me, Luz. So you know that this is the One Self podcast, and what our audience is here for is to learn. And the Self podcast inspires growth through wellness, authenticity, intentional living, and we help you elevate your brand, life, and business. So here, you're going to talk about life and Medicare and what it is and how why it's important for us when we get older to have this kind of plan. So take me back to a little bit about you. How did you get here? Like, what was your professional journey before you decided on Medicare?
So I have been in the insurance industry for over a decade. I started when I was 19 and I'm only 21 now. I'm just kidding. But I
Right?
started when I was 19 and I really got into the insurance industry. Kind of just, I don't think anyone grows up and says, I want to be an insurance agent, unless
Absolutely, yeah.
you have someone in there. But I was studying to be a teacher. I really loved learning and I loved teaching
Hmm.
and being able to break down big concepts and make them kind of
Absolutely.
feasible to people. And then I was doing insurance and I realized I really didn't like the teaching universe. It was a lot of work. So kudos to all the
Yes,
teachers out there. I honor you and respect you and wow, good job.
it's a lot of work.
But so I just kept on with the insurance industry because it gave me the opportunity to do something that teach people and help people with insurance because no one cares about insurance until they need
Yes,
it. So
yes,
I'm the type of person of let's break it down really quick. I know you want to rush on to the next thing, but let's take care
yes,
of this first. And
yes.
when you need it, you got something, you know what you got. So I just kept on with the insurance industry, but it gave me the time and the space to be able to continue to do community work. I love
Yes.
working with the community. So anywhere there's an opportunity to volunteer or a group to be a part of or somewhere that I can learn from. Again, I love learning. I'm in it, like the Yuma Boss Babes or from Indian associations to Catholic associations to Pentecostal associations and everything Rotary, the chamber, anything that I can get my hands on to help the community. I was there. And
Yeah,
insurance gave me that opportunity. Yeah,
I
insurance
love
gave me that opportunity. So that's kind of, I just fell into it, but it gave me the opportunity to grow. My parents were served in church a lot, and that's one of
that's
the things
amazing.
that I really learned was to serve. And that's something that's kind of like embedded in me now. It's like, how can
Hmm.
I serve? And so I look at my insurance universe and I'm like, oh, I can serve people by giving them what they need. And then Medicare wise, Medicare is insurance that is for people who are either 65 and older, who have retired,
Hmm.
65 and older, or people who have been on disability and have Medicare, a red, white, and blue card. Those are the people that sometimes are the most vulnerable to getting
Absolutely.
in things that they don't need to be on, or people that just don't know what benefits are out there for them.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
love that I get to specialize in something that, one, people don't know a lot about because it's kind of like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But two, I get to help a community that sometimes it's underserved. I think about
Exactly.
my grandparents and I think about my mother and how much
Hmm.
honor she deserves, right? Like they've
Yes.
done so much for us already and they deserve the best. And so I
Yes.
love that I get to sit with people's parents all the time and I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna make sure we get
Yeah.
you taken care of. Yeah.
No,
And
I know,
so
and it's always like, as you get older, you don't realize like the amount of time that goes into like finding your providers and knowing where you can afford and what you can't afford. And it's like if you talk to somebody like Luz, they'll find you the program so that you can get, the medications you need and
but what I really love about it is that people don't realize they have options.
yes,
So it's scary
exactly,
sometimes
exactly,
because you don't
exactly.
know what you're doing. You don't know what you're getting into. It's a whole new
Yes,
world and people are scared. A lot of times they come into my office and they're like, "Ah!" And so I
yeah,
love it when they leave and they're like, like I see a
yeah,
complete and utter change in their like whole
yes,
body and they're just like,
yes,
oh, this wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So just to
exactly.
be able to
Yeah,
give people options, just to be there as a sounding board, and especially living in Yuma, girl, we know
yeah,
all the gossip. Like it's a small town. So I know everything
yeah,
about all the doctors, everything about, oh, get this medication here, or do this over there, or do this.
yeah, yeah.
So I love that my customers share their experiences with me and that I
Hmm.
get to share those experiences with other people. I'm like, hey, listen, I know about a doctor. Hey, we could do this and that and that. So it's a
Yes,
really cool. I love living in Yuma and I love that we have a community that is so like we're so knit.
yes.
And I think a lot of times people get phone calls and, oh, let me get you on this, or they'll see ads on Facebook and on
Hmm.
TV and, oh, do this with your Medicare, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like a bait and switch, like I'm gonna get
Yes,
you in but I'm gonna put you on
yes.
something else. It happened to my own mother, and
Hmm.
she fell for it. So it's
Yeah.
so cool. I feel so honored that I get to be like here and in
Hmm.
person and you can meet me. I work out of Yuma, on Fourth
Yes.
Avenue, but I just opened up another office in
Oh,
Foothills as well.
congratulations.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
I'm seeing people. I get to see people in Foothills. I get to see people in Yuma, and
Great.
then I love that I get to just experience life and walk through life with people and help them. I know insurance, a lot of people don't care about it, but
Yeah.
when you're sick or when you're going through something, it's really nice to have someone that could just walk with you and say, hey, we're
Yes.
gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Mhm. And explain things to you because sometimes, even when you go for car insurance, it doesn't matter. It's something that some people are like, oh no, this is gonna cost me so much. But the cost of not having it is greater
Yeah,
because then
and
you're just yeah,
luckily, I mean, I was doing car insurance and house insurance and stuff for years, so that's
yeah,
what my main bread and butter and it was. And then I've been doing Medicare for about 7, 8 years now. But I'm so lucky that I got to open up a brokerage with my sister for car insurance. It's called
hey,
Sister Insurance. So if
oh,
anyone needs
congrats.
help with that too, and you should talk to my sister, she's cooler than I am. But if anyone needs help with
Oh,
that, I
whatever,
would
Luce.
love to
You're so
help.
cool already.
Sister Insurance.
Yes, that's so cool. I love that you can bond with your sister and have this business that it came full circle and
You know,
you're doing
but
all these
but again, I
things.
think it comes from what was instilled in us, right?
Yes.
From when we were little, it's like help people, help people, help people. And I'm happy that the church gave us the space to do that. I'm happy that our family
That's
taught us
great.
to do that. And I'm Dominican. Dominicans are all about like, hey, what's going on? Let me help you. No, come here. Let me see what I can do for you. And so I
Yep.
think there's so many things in my
Yes.
life that have pushed me forward and helped me propel that I really want to be that person for other people as well.
Yeah. And you're a go-getter. So yes, if someone has a question, I've always noticed that you're willing to find the answer. You're not just like, oh,
I'm
okay,
so
you
hard-headed.
know,
I am so, and I'm trying not
yes.
to be, but I love it when people say no. And I'm like, why? And then I'm looking around and I'm like, let me hold up, let me find some answers. Let me, and sometimes
Yeah.
it is a no, but other times,
Yeah.
I've realized that just people just didn't dig deep enough and didn't ask the right
Yeah.
questions. And I like
Correct.
being the rebel in my field. It's like, no, 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 we're gonna make it work. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Because I believe if there's a will, there's a way. And just like anything in life, like if you want something to learn, if you want, motivation, you've got to search for it. But also like having good people around you helps because like we learned yesterday, it's not just about your business, it's about like you making time not only for yourself, but also like for your health. Because like health is wealth. Like if you're not healthy, you can't be wealthy because you're be sleeping, sick, worried, So we got to give us ourselves that grace to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to make this a priority to get in touch with someone like Luz because, I'm going to get older and I'm going to get, hopefully not get sick. But if I do, I have an option, you know?
And what I
Really
really love
important.
about, we were talking about our community and our people, but what I really love about getting to hang out with people who are in their 70s and 80s and
Yeah.
90s, right?
Hmm.
To be able to see them go on walks through Telegraph, or to
Yes.
see a
Yeah.
75 or 76-year-old swimming laps and doing 30 laps every morning makes you realize
Wow.
that there is no age limit to health. Like
No.
we can be
No.
healthy. And it is so impressive when I'm looking at people in front of me who is 76 or
Yeah.
80 or 84,
Yeah.
and they're over here doing
Yeah.
construction and they're painting in the sun and doing all of these things. And it
Yeah.
makes you realize, wow, like there, listen, there is nothing I can't
Yeah.
do, right? And I think going back
Exactly.
to the wellness portion, I think sometimes we get in our own heads and we look
Yeah.
at where we're at and we say, oh, I can't because X, Y, or Z. But then I think when
Yeah.
you see people who are actually doing it and pursuing it, and you
Yeah.
realize they started somewhere as well. Like you
Hmm.
start
You can't
somewhere, I
compare.
start somewhere. We can compare, but it's beautiful to
Hmm.
see we can all start, right? Because if to get to where we want to go, you need to start somewhere, right? And so it's
Yeah.
really cool to see that it is possible to get there, to get
It is.
to your 70s, to get to your 80s, to get to your 90s and still be
Mhm.
well. And I think it's given me
Yeah.
a different perspective on life. Again,
Yeah.
I believe in honor. Like you should
Yeah.
honor those who have gone before you. You should honor
Yes.
their insights, their nuggets of wisdom. Like I'm in my 30s, right?
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
35, right? And so
Yes.
they've lived double my life experience. Yes, I have a lot
Yes.
of Medicare experience, but when I sit with my clients, it's so
Hmm.
cool because I feel like they're giving me so much more than
Oh
I'm
yeah.
giving them, right?
100%.
And so
100%.
again, going back to that wellness, when you sit down and you listen to other people's story, when you realize what other people have gone through and are
Hmm.
going through, and they're still
Yes.
pushing forward,
Hmm.
and they're living and enjoying the moment, it makes you
I
realize
know.
a lot. And so I think that
Hmm.
for me, being in this industry, I've gained so much wisdom that
Hmm.
I'm just like, oh, this is not a big problem. And this is why I think
Yes.
I'm such a go-getter. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I've seen 80-year-olds
Yeah.
that got it done. So I can do it too. Okay.
Right? Because you get to a point when in your life as you're growing that those little things are not so big anymore. You're like, oh, I've been there. I know how to get through this. And also just having that faith. I know you're a spiritual person, so having this faith that, tomorrow is going to be a better day and, this moment's going to pass. And, you know, I need to take this time to like pray and say, be thankful for the things I do have because your health can change in an instant, you know? You could be walking down the street and slip and fall, and then it's like, man, I have to recoup just the way other people have to recoup. Then as you get older, it's harder. So it's like if you can take care of your body, your temple, your soul now, you're gonna be better off, when you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, I see these 70-year-olds doing this hike, a telegraph hike in Yuma, and I'm just like, man, I can't even do half of that. But you know what? I can. I can work towards that. I can start doing more cardio. I can work on my muscles. I can get to that fitness level. You know, no one just starts, like you said, no one just starts a pro, you know? So, wellness is what you make of it, but it's also like, how much do you want it? How much do you want to get better and stronger and wiser? And like you said, you meet these people, these clients of yours that teach you these nuggets, and it's like
Surround
they keep adding
yourself
to the wisdom
around
of who
who
you
you
are,
want
and
to.
then you keep growing
And
and
I
growing.
think and I think a lot of times we just we're around who we're around and that's it. And again, sometimes we don't even have the choice or the opportunity, right? Like it
Yeah,
is what it is. But other times it's like if God gives
yeah,
you the opportunity to
yeah,
be around a certain person or to get to like
yes,
follow, take all of their advice.
yes,
Take like girl, I'm sitting with
yes.
clients and we listen. I know we're supposed to be doing insurance, but we're crying half the time
And
or
you're
we're
making
laughing half the time,
friends.
or because for me
Yeah,
it's more of I am providing a service. I love being the expert. I love learning and knowing things about Medicare. But for me, we are a community. We are a people. We're together. This is
yeah,
us together. And when
yes,
you learn so much and when you can grow so much from people that you want to be like, I think it
exactly.
is the coolest thing in the world to get to meet people who you are like, wow, like you did it. And even
Yeah.
people who made very big mistakes in their lives, but learned from
Mm-hmm.
them and grew
But
from
learn
them.
from them.
And you can learn from that example as well. Because again, no one's perfect.
Exactly.
Everybody got something going on. But it is really cool when people have gone through their mistakes, but they have also learned from their mistakes. So I'm really excited about what I get to do.
Yes, yeah. And then every day you're evolving, every day you're growing, and if you're not, there's places that you can go to learn new things, like volunteer with your local, Rotary, or find find someone that, you want to learn from and say, hey, can I go to coffee with you? I want to pick your brain about this industry. And,
And people think I'm
there's
crazy.
YouTube, there's
I'll reach
podcasts.
out to people. I'll reach out to people and I'll be like, hey, I think you're cool. Let me do coffee with you. Or I'll reach out like I will literally, or I have a lot of book mentors. I'll get a lot of books on. I like audiobooks. I don't like sitting down to read, but as I'm walking or as I'm
Oh,
doing
same here.
stuff at home, I love my book mentors as well. Again, garbage in,
Yes,
garbage out. But when you fill yourself up with things that are going to lift you up, that are going to propel you, man, get ready to fly. Get ready to fly.
yes, yes, yes. And you're right. It's the energy that you put out, because people can see it. People can receive it, and there's not a lot of people that are like, hey, you're going through a hard time. Let me get you out of this. It takes effort to be like, seeing people's pain and actually helping them through it, and I feel like Lucy, you have that gift of like seeing good in other people. And I love that about you. You always fill the room with so much energy. And even when you like sing, you can hear in your voice how passionate your life is, and you feel so much for God and for your family and for the community. So hats off to you for, you know, showing your authentic self every single place you're in. And I know what you're doing with Medicare is going to change and help a lot of people.
And I'm really excited. And that the time is coming for changes. So October 15th through December 7th is the only time of the year that people get to change their plans. So I tell
Okay.
people, like, if you have friends, family, aunties, uncles, whoever that is on Medicare, please have them give me a call. And I say me
Yes,
because I know that there's a lot of people over the phone, there's a lot of people online, but they don't know Yuma, and I know
they
Yuma,
don't.
and I want to take care of
Oh,
my
yes.
people. so
Of
so
course.
I'm telling everyone that I can get word out. Like it's in a couple
Mhm.
of days, October 1st. The new plans are released, and that's the time that people get to shop around, get to start seeing what's going to be good for them or bad for them, or what
Mhm.
options they have. So I'm telling everyone right now, like, hey, October 1st is right around the corner. This is your time to see your options. And some people are going to be good where they're at, but other people, if they don't change right away, they're not. It's not going to be a great year for some people. So I'm really excited
Oh,
for what I
yeah.
get to do. I'm really excited that I get the opportunity to be with people like you, Natasha, that is getting out there and that is sharing insights and all this information with everyone. So I'm really excited for these moments. But again, oh man, Medicare is sometimes it's fun and exciting, sometimes it's not, and I'm here to make those not fun and exciting moments feasible and doable. And so I'm really excited.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that you love what you do because when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like another day. So,
You're like,
so
well,
Luz,
let's go hang out with
how
my
can
friends.
people get in touch with you?
So I
Right?
online. So you can look me up on Facebook, Luz Rios Yuma Medicare. And then I'm also yumamedicareexpert.com, and that has all my information. But Luz Rios, a Yuma Medicare expert. And you can find me on Google, go through my reviews, make sure that you check out who you're working with, but even if you Google Yuma Medicare Luz Rios, I will pop up. All my information will pop up, and I like to be as transparent as possible. I like to be an open book. You know me. I want to be as
Yeah,
clear
yeah.
as possible. So all in all,
Yes, yes.
I would love the opportunity to help friends, families, aunties, uncles, parents, whoever you guys know that is on Medicare that hasn't gotten to sit down and look at their options. That's what I'm here for, because
Mhm.
there's a big need out there, especially
Oh,
a lot
yes,
of spam
definitely.
calls, a lot of um,
Oh,
urgent letters saying, hey, your Medicare is running out. You don't know how many people call me, oh my gosh.
oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, hold on.
I know.
Let's bring it back. So, but
You
yeah,
got that.
yumamedicareexpert.com is the best way to find me. You'll get my phone number, you'll get my information. You can even book appointments online. But I'm really excited to be
Perfect.
able to help.
That's great. That's really awesome. I love that. So, humanmedicareexpert.com, guys, don't forget. Um, you can always reach out, make an appointment. She can answer all your questions that you need, and why not take care of your health now, Never too late.
We're too late.
Yep, yep, yep. And so it's been a pleasure, Liz, to have you on. But I always ask my guests at the end of our episode what inspires them. So I'd like to know what inspires you daily. Where do you find
You
inspiration daily?
I love music. I feel like music is like a soother of the soul. One of my favorite songs says, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. I said, don't worry about a thing. Ta 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 ta. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be all right. So with your Yuma Medicare expert, everything is gonna be all right. But even in life in general,
Yes,
everything is gonna be all right.
yes, absolutely. 100%. I love that. And you sang so well as well. Actually, you're the first guest that ever sang on my podcast. So I love that. I love that. So guys, if you want to follow Luz, you can find her at MedicareExpert.com. You can search her name, Luz Rios. And if you'd like to see the replay, you can follow at One Self Consulting. You'll see the replay on YouTube and Facebook. And I like to leave with a quote, and this is one of my favorite quotes. It's going to show up here in a second. Take one step that your future self will thank you for. Signing off, oneself. Luce, is there anything else you want to share before we log off today?
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm really excited
My
about what
pleasure.
you're doing and your future self. And I know that you're going to be doing great things. So I'm really excited. Thank you for this opportunity.
Hey, no worries. And I look forward to hearing more things about your new ventures. And you're always welcome to come back anytime.
All right. Thank you. Have a great one.
Hey, you too. Take care. Good night, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.
About a thing.